Okay, ready? MIllie Weaver reporting for Infowars.com. We're here at Kent State in Ohio, where Caitlin Bennett is holding her open carry rally today, where she's going to be walking with pro-Second Amendment rights activists across the Kent State campus to speak her message of pro-campus carry, which she believes is everyone's right to be able to have the right to defend themselves on campus. And particularly, she has cited instances of women being attacked on campuses and instances of them being raped and them wanting to be able to defend themselves. So let's, before we go over and talk to Caitlin, who right now is being interviewed by a plethora of media, notice over here that we have a large gathering of police, which I can't tell from far away, but it does look like some of them are wearing riot gear. I believe these are riot geared up police officers. But all throughout the campus you have state troopers, literally, and you have another group of police in riot gear here as well. So the police are taking this very serious, and here they go. They're marching right now. The police are marching right now. I'm not sure if they're going to actually try to prevent this group from being able to march across campus while they're open carrying, but we will find out. Now let's go talk to Caitlin. I believe she has asked everyone who's participating in this pro-Second Amendment march to carry their guns without their chambers loaded. So let's go talk to her. Everyone here seems to be pretty peaceful, and they have the intention of advocating for guns. So let's go over here and talk to Caitlin. Okay. Oh, here's a guy with a gun. Why should? Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good, are you?
Better than I deserve. How about you?
Good. So what are you guys aiming to do today? What message are you trying to get across?
We're here to educate students on gun rights. I'm a student myself, so we're here to talk about campus carry, other gun rights in Ohio, rights as a citizen of the United States, and many other things.
Just rights as an individual overall. Right to free speech, right to keep and bear arms. Applies to everyone.
Now, what would you say to some people who might be afraid or fearful that you guys are carrying these guns on campus?
Just come up and talk to us. We're open to any forms of dialogue as long as it's civil and polite. We'll answer any questions they may have, and we'd be happy to.
So what kind of gun are you carrying?
This is a Caltech RDB. It's a bullpup.
And what about you?
This is a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport 1.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thanks. Well, yeah, there's a lot of people here carrying today. So what are you doing out here today? Are you a student?
I am not. I'm just out here supporting our Second Amendment right.
So what are you hoping to get across today? What's the mission in marching across campus at Kent State?
Pretty much that, not to infringe on our gun rights, that we're a lot safer with guns than without guns.
So are your guys' intentions pretty peaceful out here today? And what do you think about all of these riot geared up police officers?
Yes, we are peaceful. And these police officers, I don't like it, but it is what it is.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
I love InfoWars.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so what's this? You've got your own little InfoWars rattle.
Right.
What are you doing out here, sir?
Well, I'm trying to protect my right as a citizen to carry my own firearm, State of Ohio allows people not to register their guns. And I think that's a good idea because I don't want the government knowing exactly what I've got in my home.
Yeah.
Okay? So I think gun protection, privacy of gun protection, and the right to own guns is part of the part of the Constitution. And I'm trying to show people that I'm not afraid to speak my opinion and have my opinion heard by other people. I went over to the other side, to Antifa, and they laughed at my InfoWars rattle.
Okay, so you did see some Antifa protesters out here?
I surely did.
You did?
Yeah, there was a lot of them, and I approached one woman who had Black Lives Matter And I asked her, why does it matter? And she hid behind her big cardboard sign, wouldn't even try to engage me in dialogue as to why Black Lives Matter. And she was white female. And I'm like, I'm a minority. Why don't you talk to me? Why don't you talk to a Native American Indian? Why don't you talk and tell me why it's mattered? And she ran away. She's a coward.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, what do you think about all this police? I mean, do you guys think that this is excessive, or are you happy that the police are here to kind of keep the peace?
It's too much. It's
Too much?
Yeah, it's like, we should be able to gather freely without the government intruding into our rights of freedom of protest or rally or assembly. That's in the First Amendment or the Constitution.
Exactly. Well, thank you, sir. You think that that this wouldn't be the necessary reaction to just a group of Americans exercising their constitutional right to be out here in open carry, and also to march and to protest and to do so peacefully. So you would think that this is a little bit overkill, but some people are so afraid. It's the university really that has stoked a lot of fear. At first they were trying to charge Caitlin Bennett $14,000 in security fees, but she refused to pay it. They refused to give her a space inside to be able to hold a rally where people could speak about the Second Amendment. So she opted to just exercise her right to protest and to march across campus open carrying. Let's see if we can find Caitlin. I believe she's over here.
Was going to be a rally like we did in April with Jeffrey, and we were going to just sit out on the K and have that dialogue where so, oh hey MIllie, hey, I was like who is in my face? Hey, no, that's fine. So it's definitely going to be different. One, because we're going to be mobile now. We can't be static on the K like we want it to be. So that's going to be a big difference. But hopefully by the end of it, we can still talk to students and we can get them away from all of the lies that those people over there on the K are saying right now.
Is there something that you've been conveying to members of this walk and people who might join, something that you've been saying in terms of how to react to different protesters coming up, maybe being disruptive or trying to engage? Yeah,
so I've had several live streams and several posts on the event page and all of my social media about how to conduct yourself with talking to people who might not disagree. Don't take it personal. They don't hate you. They hate your ideas. So we have to keep calm. They're not going after you, they're going after your ideas. And if they are so irate that they just don't want to listen, just walk away from them, because you don't need to waste your energy on people who won't change their mind anyway. Reach out to the people who already think like you, inspire them, and just keep calm and keep collected. But I don't think that we'll have any problems with that today.
And how would you describe the mood today and the turnout?
So we still have people turning up. We're happy. We're all laughing. We're all excited. We're so glad to be here to, express our Second Amendment rights. If you hop across the street there, they have signs about F this, F that, and you don't see any of that here because we are positive people. We don't want violence. We don't condone any of that. We don't condone racism or sexism or anything like that. But those people over there want nothing but to disrupt and libel.
Caitlin, what would you say to the students who are saying that maybe having an open carry here at Kent State, given what happened all those decades ago with the shooting, might be in bad taste? What's your response?
So I love that question because it has nothing to do with being in bad taste. In 1970, no gun owner, no civilian walked on this campus and shot somebody. Not one of those did. The government came that day and they shot students who were protesting. If that is not a perfect example of why the government should be disarmed versus the people, then I don't know what to tell anybody. Their anger is displaced into gun owners when it should be the tyrannical government.
Thank you, Caitlin.
So Caitlin, please tell us about how your friends at, Akron University had a similar march where they marched open carrying across campus. What was the reaction from the police to them?
So they're actually here, if you wanted to interview them, but it was at Ohio State University, and a black gun rights group went out and walked around to prove that they also have these rights, that nothing bad will happen to them. The media tells them, OSU professors even told those people that if you did this, you would get shot because you're not white. So they said, all right, You want to bet? And they did it, and it was peaceful. It made headlines. It was so amazing, the dialogue that they engaged in, and some of them are actually here today.
Now, did they have the same police presence at their march?
No, they did not. So it's kind of makes you wonder, the media always says that this is the reaction black people would have if they open carried. But look at this. They went out and they did it peacefully, and they had a very low presence of cops just to keep everybody safe and whatever. But, it's a little white girl putting on this event, and there's like 500 cops here in riot gear and SWAT teams. So I think we maybe broke that narrative.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with being conservative, being Republican, and the mainstream media, the leftist media outlets fueling and stoking fears that this has anything to do with race or white supremacy or something bigoted, when, many times I've actually witnessed Antifa groups walking around campuses open carrying in Austin, and there was no issue at all. But yet somehow, because conservatives, Republicans want to come out here and do this, we have how many police out here?
Someone told me there was like 500. I don't know the answer. I think it would be impossible to even try to count them at this point, and they're placed everywhere. But like I said, I've been telling everybody, I wish the people over there could walk with us with their mask on. I don't care, to protect their Second Amendment right too, because while I don't agree with anything that they're doing, and I think it's disgusting what they're saying over there, it is still their right, and they should be walking with us instead of standing against us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Caitlin. Thanks, and we'll just be following along with you. And what is, just one more question, what is the message that you're trying to get across here today?
The gun owners are not the problem. We're not the problem. Everybody here is so happy. We're talking to one another. We're smiling. Over there, they have masks on their face. You can't even tell if they're smiling, but I know they're not, because they're all mad over there. They think that we represent something that we don't. But instead of coming over here and talking to us, they're going to hold signs up calling us Nazis, and they know that we're not. They just want attention.
Well, thank you, Caitlin. Thank you.
Can I get a picture with you too?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
This is going on Instagram.
This is going on Instagram 100%.
Neighbors from InfoWars here, live on Caitlin's Facebook page. Say what's up.
Hello, hi.
Do y'all want to look this way real quick?
Thank you. So, all in all, I'm not sure what's going to happen here today. Okay. Hello, hi.
Hey, hi.
What's your name? What brings you out here?
My name is Mac Levy. I'm with a group called the Order of the City. We work in Cleveland. We do downtown public safety, and we work against Antifa. So we shut down the Cleveland Antifa chapter earlier this year, just through really going out and challenging them every time they would go to the streets. But the Great Lakes Antifa and the Burning River Antifa and some of the other fringe ones said they were going to be here today. So I've been here since about 10, just verbally demoralizing them, really getting them going in the square and harassing them.
So why are you dressed up in this costume? This is kind of interesting.
I'm a cultural preservationist of the 12th century Kingdom of Jerusalem. So I'm a crusader. I've been a crusader for years, and I just took my crusader persona out to the streets in order to do public safety in some of the parks in downtown Cleveland. And in doing that, I met the masked Antifa last year at the May Day parade and just started to challenge them and just cut them down at every opportunity, and so far it's been working great.
Okay, so you're open carrying your sword then,
of course,
right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I got it piece tied in, but if it gets less peaceful, I also have a shield because they got fireworks and they got bottles of urine over there and all this stuff, but they're pretty pathetic. You know
that Caitlin, the lead organizer, has asked everyone to try to not engage with Antifa. Are you going to respect that?
I don't have any boss, and it's far too late. I didn't come here as an advocate for either side. I came here to keep order with Antifa, and part of what I do by demoralizing them.
So you're not really with her march. You just came on your own, and you have your own issue with Antifa that you want to combat them.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you have your right to do that, sir, and good day.
Good day.
All right, so let's go talk to some more people. Oh, let's go talk to these guys here. All right. What brings you guys out here today? Oh, he's talking to someone?
all these government things are released now, and it's unbelievable what happened during that time and what was going on here during that shooting. I'm not going to elaborate on that just so people will watch the video, because everybody really needs to watch that documentary, and they'll really get their eyes opened up.
Now, is going to demonstrations such as this something that your group frequently does?
Yeah,
okay.
Let's go talk to some more people over here. All right. What brings you guys out here today?
Just supporting the Second Amendment, bolstering the numbers, normalizing ownership of firearms. Yeah.
Do you typically wear your gun on you?
Concealed. I have my concealed carry permit. I prefer to do it that way.
So you typically carry your gun around with you to public places, and what's the difference here? What do you have to say to people who are afraid to see people carrying guns when you know that you probably carry guns in public places often, but under concealed carry?
I mean, controversy always sparks education, and a lot of the people that are in opposition to this are just misinformed. So normally I don't like to let people know my business, especially out in the open with a firearm, but on this occasion I think it's important to get people to understand that it's not, nothing is bad's going to happen here. This is normal.
And what about you? Why do you think it's important for students and just citizens in general to be able to carry?
Because I think it's important that they exercise their right to defend themselves.
What do you think about how there's numbers and statistics out there, and people talk about how women are raped or assaulted oftentimes on college campuses? Do you think that if more women carried, that could change those numbers?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you. Can I get a picture?
Oh, sure. Yeah, go ahead. All right. Thanks, sir. Have a good day. Well, it's pretty amazing that we see this massive amount of police out here in, riot gear. But I guess they did say, some people said they saw Antifa out here. So, it might be good to just make sure that the peace has been kept. We know that in situations where the police stand down, such as what happened in Charlottesville, that it actually resulted in more violence. Sorry, I'm a little distracted because there's a drone flying up in the air right now. So I wonder if that's a police drone or who's flying that drone. But all in all, there was, according to Caitlin, there wasn't this amount of police presence when her friends did this, when they did a Second Amendment march rally at Ohio State, and they were a group of Black Lives Matter activists, and they didn't have this police presence here, but apparently there's about 500 police here. I've seen several squads of groups of police in riot gear. This is only one of the squads. I saw another squad out here earlier, and all throughout the police campus there are tons and tons of state troopers on campus as well. So the campus is taking this very serious, and we know that in instances like this, I doubt that we're going to see something like what we saw with Kent State. And many people are referencing, Will, what happened with Kent State? Don't you think this is a bad idea to have students carrying guns on campus? Well, I think that the least likely group of people you're ever going to see open fire on anyone in a mass shooting or crazy shooting type scenario is going to be a group of pro-Second Amendment activists. They're not going to be doing something like that. Well, we're going to keep you guys updated as this march progresses, and we will start another live stream here very shortly as soon as it gets going. But keep checking back on this page here, because we're going to keep on posting videos throughout the day as this event continues, and I'm sure we will run into Antifa and some protesters along the way. But as far as I know, this group here is going to make every attempt possible to remain peaceful and just simply promote the message of the Second Amendment and the right to carry. So stay tuned. This is MIllie Weaver signing off for Infowars.com.